Okay, give me 1 second here. All right. All right. So as mentioned before, welcome. Thank you everybody for being here. And without any further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Mike Lunny, our Executive Director of the Rhode Island Interscholastic League. Mike?
All right, thanks, Tom. Hi, everyone. Thanks for logging on. And hard to believe that summer's almost over and we're ready to get rolling again here. So, we're going to move through this again as fast as we can. But just please know again that all this information is going to be posted on our website afterwards. So no need to take any notes or anything. So we've got a lot of information to give out to you. And we'll move as fast as we can. So again, good luck this year. Thanks for everything you're doing. As we all prepare for high school sports and activities to begin across the state, the Principals Committee on Athletics, the Rhode Island Interscholastic League staff, our member schools, communities, and especially the student athletes look forward to the year ahead with great anticipation. Now more than ever, participation in school-based sports and activities are a vital part of the educational development of students. Although there is certainly a place for the preparation and pursuit of winning at the high school level, let's remember that the focus of school-based athletics must continue to be the growth and development of students for their next level of life. The values gained through participation in high school athletics and activities are the foundation for building good citizens, future leaders, and successful families. One of the greatest values that sports teach is how to properly respond when adversity undoubtedly arises. Perseverance, resilience, determination, teamwork, and faith in the process are all tools that we all must utilize to ultimately overcome the obstacles that will stand in the way of another successful year in the classroom and throughout the high school sports and activities calendar in Rhode Island. As we begin another school year, let's be reminded that the lessons learned will serve our student athletes well as they become our future leaders later in life. As high school coaches, you all play a vital role in the educational process, and on behalf of the Principals Committee on Athletics, I want to thank you all for the time you give and your passion for high school sports. Every year brings its own set of challenges that must be overcome. Let's stay committed to recognizing and respecting that school administrators, principals, athletic directors, coaches, officials, and staff members are all in this for the same reason: to provide our students with opportunities to compete and, most importantly, learn. Let's support each other's efforts and remember that the proof that the long hours of family sacrifices are worthwhile is not measured by championships won. They are validated by the positive differences you all make in students' lives. With that said, our staff is here to support your school, and we've got a lot of information and resources to share tonight. So let's get started, and we'll try to move through this as quickly as possible because, as we all stated, all the slides and information will be available for you to reference after the meeting. All right, first off, as we always want to start with, from the health and safety standpoint, we want to thank our friends at Ortho Rhode Island. They continue to be a great partner for us at the RIIL. In addition to the free pre-participation physicals that they offered our member schools recently, we want to remind you about the services that they provide at Ortho RI Express when your athletes need to be seen by orthopedic specialists. Ortho RI is located in Warwick, and their contact information is on this slide. So please take advantage of that when you can. They provide immediate injury care by orthopedic specialists that you won't find in urgent care or walk-in clinics. They offer same and next day appointments for treatment of acute injuries, and they offer specialized diagnosis, treatment, and aftercare to help get your athletes back participating as quickly as possible. New this year, we're also excited to share what Ortho RI has to offer your school's athletic programs regarding injury prevention. As a sports medicine practice, Ortho RI recognizes and prioritizes the importance of injury prevention education for athletes. Injury prevention programs can help reduce ACL injuries by 53%. That's why Ortho RI offers their ACL injury prevention program. As an RIL member of school, Ortho RI is offering your team a free 1-hour session for coaches and athletes at your school with education and a comprehensive warm-up plan. They also offer a written preseason program with videos of exercises for coaches to utilize. And the OrthoRI physical therapy staff will also be available for you all season long to answer questions and follow-ups if needed. So Tracy Gannon, one of the physical therapists over at OrthoRI and one of our former coaches, will be presenting this in more detail to the athletic directors at their meeting next week. So if you're interested in this program and bringing it to your teams, just stay in touch with your schools and your athletic directors, and we'll be getting more information out to the schools soon. Next up, I want to introduce Sean O'Neill from Adrenaline Fundraising. Sean has helped many of our schools raise much needed revenue for their programs over the years. They have been an outstanding partner, so we are happy to give Sean the opportunity to share some information with you, and we encourage you to contact him directly if you're interested in any of the fundraising programs that he has to offer. So Sean, welcome again, and hope you had a good summer, and give you the floor for a couple of messages.
All right, great. Thank you so much. It's been a great partnership, man. I don't even know. I think it's close to about 10 years now. I love what I do. Been doing this for 19 years. Crazy to think next year is my 20th anniversary of fundraising. 2022 leading into 2023. It was a great year. I've been able to bring on a rep to Juan Urena to help out and run more groups. In 2022 fall, going through 2023 spring, we ran 120 plus fundraisers just in the state of Rhode Island, helping those 120 teams raise over $1 million, which is pretty crazy to think. Our technology is spectacular. Our app, Raise 365, is text-based. Contacts are entered. They're always safe, protected, never redistributed. And the great thing about it is once a contact's entered, it's stored in that athlete's app moving forward throughout the years while they're a high school athlete. We have 10, 12 different product sales. Most of them, all but one or two, are 100% direct ship. And the great thing about our platform is any product sale can also be combined with a donation fundraiser. So it's basically best of both worlds. Instead of just always begging for money, you can beg for money, but you can also offer a product for the people who don't just want to donate to a program. We finally have a direct ship cookie dough. It's a great brand, Mrs. Fields direct ship cookies. It's been an extremely successful fundraiser starting in the spring, and have a lot of programs set up ready to roll with that. So yeah, we're off and running. Obviously, football starts next week, and anybody who needs to raise money, just reach out. My contact's right here. I also put it in the chat, and I would recommend you do it sooner than later if you are looking, as the schedule is starting to fill up pretty rapidly. So thank you again. Thanks to all my partners that are on this call. I look forward to helping you guys all out once again this year. And if anybody else needs any support, just reach out via text, call, or email, and I'll be ready to roll with y'all. So appreciate it.
Hey, thanks so much, Sean.
You bet.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, Dick's Sporting Goods. So Dick's Sporting Goods is offering an RIL fall sports weekend where the RIL community can gear up for the new school year by saving 20% throughout the store at any Dick's Sporting Goods store on the weekend of August 18th to the 20th with this coupon. So we sent that out on social media, and we also sent some emails out to the schools recently on this. So, again, you could distribute that to your teams, to your students, to your communities. It's good only on that weekend of August 18th to the 20th. So we just wanted to pass that information along. Okay, we also sent this information out to your athletic directors and everyone last spring, but as a reminder, beginning this fall, the official balls that will be used in the RIL tournaments will be the Wilson football in football. We are with Select in soccer and Mikasa for volleyball. So just a reminder that those are the tournament balls for this year.
Mike, we just got to run back to 2 slides that we went past pretty quickly. Here you
Yeah,
go.
I think everybody's aware of this at this point, but just want to remind everybody that football begins this Monday. Official start date is August 14th, this Monday, and then all other sports will be the following Monday, August 21st.
And all of our sport specific meetings were sent out to all the athletic directors, and they're listed right here. There is one update that's on to the list on your screen. Girls soccer will be at Portsmouth Middle School, not the high school. So girls soccer is going to be at Portsmouth Middle School. All right, Mike, I'm going to get us back to where we were.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
All right, the injury fund, again, especially for new coaches that might be here, a reminder that the Rhode Island Injury Fund is an incredible organization that was founded way back in 1947 for the purpose of helping to defray the cost of expensive medical bills and expenses not covered by insurance for injured RIL student athletes. Please take some time to go to their website and learn more about their history and the great service that they provide at www.injuryfund.org. I can't tell you how many RIL athletes and families that have benefited from their efforts over the years, so make sure you're aware of what they provide and let's support them in any way we can. Okay, eligibility. From a liability standpoint, clearing student athletes to participate is one of the most important tasks that must be completed before your first practice. In addition to proper medical clearance, each school is responsible to certify that students are eligible by RIL rules and also any school requirements that might be additional to that. As a coach, please be reminded that any student that arrives on the first day of practice without the proper clearance should not be allowed to participate until you receive verification from your school administration. All right, and then a reminder on eligibility lists. Fall eligibility lists must be submitted and posted on the RIL website within 10 calendar days of your first practice date. Only students listed on the RIL online roster are eligible to participate in a game. If a student athlete is not listed on the RIL online roster, please contact your athletic director immediately to rectify the situation. In addition, if your sport requires a printed roster to be submitted prior to the start of the game, only printed copies of the RIL online roster can be used. This will help ensure that only eligible players will be participating. Okay, officials. It's no secret that we all need to recognize the shortage of available officials in many sports, not only in Rhode Island, but across the country. There are many reasons for this, and we are working with the National Federation of High Schools and our local officials organizations to not only recruit new officials, but also retain them. With that said, we've got to recognize that without our officials, there are no games. We can all do our part by making a conscious effort to improve the relationships between coaches, teams, and officials, create a safe environment for officials by greeting them when they arrive and escorting them safely to their vehicles after games. We also ask that you work with your school administrations on strategies to address spectators that make negative comments and remove them when necessary. Finally, please consider taking part in the Fall Sports Officials Appreciation Week, which is scheduled for the week of October 1st to the 7th. There are many simple and inexpensive ways that your program can recognize the efforts of our officials. See some examples in the slide. So please tag us with any social media posts if you're going to do anything during that week, and we'll certainly help to promote them on our social media outlets as well. Just, obviously sportsmanship reminders as we enter the season. A coach plays a vital role in all of this, and we've got a lot of information here that I'm not going to go through for the sake of time at this point, but expectations of coaches are important because it influences what kids do. So take some time to read through our rules and regulations in Article 12 about sportsmanship and the role of the coach, because it's very, very important that you model the right type of behavior to make sure that things don't get out of control during the seasons. The parent seat is a great tool. Again, we're going to be going over a lot of this information with the principals and athletic directors. But the National Federation of High School offers a free course called the Parent Seat that your teams can utilize with your parents. encourage them to take the course. It just puts things in perspective for when they're attending games and to create the right environment in a high school setting. There's also some toolkits that we've already sent out to the schools, but just to make you aware of that there's signage, there's PA reads, there's a lot of information that can be utilized to help influence behavior in a positive way. So just be aware that that's out there. And again, we're going to be going over a lot of this in much more detail with our principals and athletic directors. All right, at this time, I want to introduce George Finn, who's the great athletic administrator at Barrington High School, and also the chair for many, many years of the RIIL Sports Medicine Advisory Committee. And George's efforts in the area of health and safety have really made a big difference in our state. And we asked him to come on and just share a few things to think about, especially early on in the season when it comes to heat acclimatization and putting together emergency action plans, etc. So, George.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Good evening, everyone. I certainly want to welcome all of our past coaches back, and I know there's a number of new coaches here too. So I want to welcome you to the Interscholastic League. I'm certainly here to be a resource for any of you as you get ready. Certainly reach out to your school administration, and they certainly can help you with getting direction in a number of these things. But as we as a Sports Medicine Advisory Committee prepare for this year and we phase into next year, the emergency action plans, the heat acclimatization have become a big priority of ours. We're working with the Corey Stringer Institute, doing some basic information, and then slowly we're actually going to be adding some requirements for schools. As on the last slide, it was, the wet bulb globe temperature. A number of schools were able to get that thermometer last year through a grant through the NFHS. And by next year, we are hoping every school in the state will have one. And, your athletic trainer and or, healthcare provider should be able to utilize that when we, especially over these next couple of weeks, as we had like 2-3 weeks ago with some extreme heat. We want to be really careful that you're not out in the really hot weather. You're limiting your practice time. You're making modifications as needed. An important piece that I always want to make sure that you as fall coaches remember is about hydration, and make sure that you go ahead and do everything that you can to take those breaks that you need. Your kids, if they're already thirsty on the field, they're already getting dehydrated. So make sure that you take the time to do the things that you need to do to make sure that they stay hydrated. And it's not just what happens at practice. It's what happens after practice, what happens the night before practice, the preparation prior to practice. You want to make sure your kids are healthy and ready to go, and you're not going to overstress them. Now, the heat acclimatization piece, the Interscholastic League has, in Article 3, or Article 7, Section 3, C, make sure that you as coaches refer to that, and that gives you the timelines and timeframes for the amount of time that you can be practicing with your student athletes. If you don't know what that is, refer to that, talk with your athletic administrator. Certainly feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you with that as well. We're going to be working on, some other position pieces. I do want to, I know there's resources here, and I know this slide will be available for you to get those. But one of the other important things that's not necessarily here, but I want to make sure that you remember as coaches is concussion awareness. And if there's anything that you can do, if you haven't already taken an NFHS course, make sure you do that before the start of the season. And then talk with your school healthcare provider, your athletic trainer, school nurse, and make sure that everybody is on the same page when it comes to your concussion protocols as you get your students back to after an injury situation back on the field. So take your time. If you do have questions, use anybody as resources. I'm happy to do whatever I can do to help you to get through this fall season. So I want to wish you all well, and we're looking forward to a healthy and safe fall sports season. Thanks.
Thanks, George. All right, Tom.
So we just want to go through a few items with coaching requirements. The first one is last year was the first year of our new coaching requirements. And the biggest piece of that was the requirement that all coaches certify online by uploading all of their requirements. And this is, I just want to make this clear. This is for all coaches. So every single one of your coaches, any adult that has access to kids at the schools through their education-based athletic program, whether they're head coaches, assistant coaches, or volunteer coaches, they must be entered on this website. And we have a page dedicated to school resources, which really has some great information on it. It can be found from our homepage, that school resources tab. There are many Rhode Island general laws that are requirements from the state regarding coaching. As George just mentioned, there are position statements from the NFHS, position statements from the RIIL. This is where you'll find tomorrow, you will find this PowerPoint presentation will be here, and Carolyn will be working diligently to post this recording to YouTube, to our YouTube channel, and making a link here as well. So this is a great resource for schools for everything besides the X's and the O's of your particular sport. And like I said before, everyone should be by this point, if you're a veteran coach, you should understand that the path to coach's certification, which is using this website that we have developed with our school today. One thing that we want to make clear, and as we try to clean up last year, 22-23, the number one question that we get is, what is the NFHS Honor Roll Level 1 certificate? And we want to make this clear that this is not something that you have to do. It's not an extra step. The honor roll credential is something that's earned once you complete 4 courses on NFHS Learn. So it's your fundamentals of coaches, which a ton of people took back in 2007, 2008, or right around there. It's your concussion in sports course. It's your protecting students from abuse course. And then it's also the sudden cardiac arrest course. So those 4 courses, when combined, once you've taken all 4 of them, you automatically earn the Honor Roll Level 1 credential. And how you go about getting that is, first thing is go to NFHS Learn. As it says right here, step 1 is to sign into the website. This is the dashboard that you'll automatically be brought to. You click on the certificates page, and you'll see right here, as soon as you hit the dashboard, you're going to see all of the credentials that you have. In this case, I personally have, AIC, CIC, the parent seat, coach level 1, coach level 2, coach level 3. So you'll see it right there immediately. You just click on certificates, and then all you have to do is right here, switch from all to all credentials. And then depending on how many credentials you have, you might have to scroll down a little bit, but you just hit that download, and that will give you that actual certificate that you can then upload into the coach's certification website. And there's one more resource that we want you to know about. And as of yesterday, this page looks a little bit different, but this is your activity scheduler, which is extremely important. You probably don't have all of these options, but this is where is one way you can report scores, or if you're an athletic director, this is where all of the schedules are and all of the rosters are. But there's this little link here called Training Ground, and this is just another resource that only has files, okay, that are pertinent to our school today and how to navigate the website. So it brings you right here. There are videos and startup guides. Okay, one of the most important ones is our quick start guide to helping coaches navigate the registration site. Okay, and that's very important. So there's a step-by-step quick start guide there for all coaches to help athletic directors appoint coaches. And then once you're appointed having coaches log in and upload all of their certificates. And we hope that this fall is 100% right off the bat. One rule that we want to put a spotlight on here, and I actually answered a question from one of our member schools by email today about this, and that's the non-school competition and loyalty to home school. So we have a rule in our rule book right now, which is in Article 7, Section 6, which Article 7 is our limitation of seasons. And it says that if a student athlete is participating in a non-school, whether it's AAU, whether it's Little League, whether it's Pop Warner, if it's a non-school program and they're participating in the same season on one of your programs at one of our member schools, all right, they have to prioritize the school program whenever there is a conflict. And the only way that they can put a priority off of your teams and onto one of those AAU programs or those home, those rec programs is if they have, written permission from the principal or athletic director. And those are done on a case-by-case basis. So this is really there so that coaches can hold their kids accountable and hold their kids accountable to the member school education-based athletic program over the rec program or the AAU program. So that can be found again in our rules, Article 7, Section 6, subsection 5. Just a few web-based resources here. We've shown you a picture a few times, but this is our website, which is has a ton of information there. Any information on NFHS Network is there. Our Hall of Fame is there. Our championship tickets, there's a direct link to our championship tickets here as well, which is very important when you get to championship season. Our rules and regulations are found in the About heading. So that second heading up top in the top left, Home About Documents, right in that About setting. And one of the other things that we want to focus on here is the fact that every single one of our sports, if you go to the sports heading up top, all of our sports have their own homepage where you can find everything about that particular sport. Okay, there's a quick links along the left, and there's also for some of our more important sections like standings, statistics, tournament info, varsity schedules, sport committees, and everything else. Some of our more important ones have tiles on the bottom. All right. Next up, we just want to highlight the mandatory score reporting that we have in place. We have a number of our programs, a number of our sports that above and beyond just their score, there's also other websites that we use off of ours that are partners that we use in order to either report information or give entries in. Here in the fall, we have cross country, which uses MileSplit for entries and also for results. Boys and girls tennis, obviously different seasons, but boys and girls tennis use Universal Tennis to report all matches. There's a number of other sports that use off-site websites. The one thing I do want to highlight here is there's also with Our School Today, there is an activity scheduler app for either your Google Android or your Apple. I'm just going to go back, or your Apple device, and you can do a multitude of things on there, including score reporting, which is very quick from the app. But also, if your school utilizes registration with Our School, then all of the emergency contacts are automatically available on your phone, which is huge. And we do have a partnership with Max Preps. And as you saw before, there are a few sports that we require the head coaches to enter information on Max Preps, such as our penalty minutes in hockey, pitch counts in baseball and softball. Everybody is available, especially this fall in soccer, football, and volleyball. Everybody's available to put stats up and take control of their own teams. That's on a coach by coach decision or school by school decision. This is the information for our website on Max Preps, and also our main contact, which is Jerry Valerio, who's wonderful. And this upcoming season, we do have one new requirement. We're going to be using Max Preps for the mandatory reporting of yellow and red cards. So all of our soccer coaches, both boys and girls, should work through their athletic directors or work through Jerry or that support line in order to take control of their teams. In the event that you do get a card, whether it's yellow or red, that's going to be very important to get that information in there. And just so everybody understands, in all of those sports, whether it's volleyball, soccer, football in the fall, all of those sports, there is an automatic transfer of data from our website, which is Our School Today, to Max Prep. So all of our schedules, results, and rosters are automatically downloaded into Max Preps for you. So none of that information has to be done by hand. We have our frequently asked questions here, which can be referenced after. I'm not going to go through it. But again, if you want to post your stats, or for any of you who are required to, this is some great information. You can also contact your athletic director. As stated before, contact Jerry Valerio, or you can contact anybody here in the office. And now for our initiatives, I'd like to turn it over to Carolyn Thornton. Carolyn?
Thanks, Tom. Hi, everybody. Thanks for your patience tonight. I'm hoping that this isn't the first time you've heard about some of these RIIL initiatives that I'm going to tell you about, but there's some great programs, so we just want to take a few minutes to share with you some of these initiatives. The first one being our traffic safety as a team sport initiative. This year, where the RIIL is once again partnering with the Rhode Island Department of Transportation on this program called Traffic Safety as a Team Sport. Our goal is to support RIDOT in its mission of achieving zero fatalities by educating the RIIL community about the importance of wearing your seatbelt, about the dangers of speeding, and distracted or impaired driving. As you know, coaches serve as very powerful role models to their players, so we ask that you please do your part to set a good example on the roads and to encourage your athletes to drive safely. This QR code that you see on the screen will send you to an online traffic safety pledge that we are asking everyone in the RIIL community to take. It literally takes a minute to complete, and I just asked everyone to take that 1 minute to take the traffic safety pledge and to also encourage all of your players to do the same. We have a traffic safety toolkit on our website, again, under initiatives, includes lots of resources for our member schools. We post things on our social media as well, and I ask that you take a minute to share those whenever you do see them to help spread the word. Next, the leadership training workshop. We were able to offer 2 leadership workshops during the last school year, one in the fall, one in the spring at Camp Fogarty in East Greenwich. We had about 100 student athletes at each one. Hopefully some of your student athletes took advantage of the opportunity to attend one of them. We really feel like these are a great opportunity for the kids to learn about leadership, develop confidence, to meet students from other schools. We're excited to be partnering once again with the Rhode Island Army National Guard and iHeartRadio to offer these workshops, and we'll be sending out more information once a date for the fall workshop has been confirmed. But it's a great opportunity, whether it's a current captain or a younger student that you anticipate will become a captain of your team one day. These are great opportunities for them. The Showcase Cinemas High School Team of the Week program is back again this year. This program recognizes RIIL athletic teams for a wide variety of accomplishments and community service initiatives. Those teams are featured throughout the week on Cumulus radio stations, which include 92 Pro FM, Hot 106, Light Rock 105, and WPRO. You can find out more about this program under initiatives on our website, where we've listed all the teams that we just honored during the 2022-23 school year. Lots of great programs, teams getting involved in community service projects. Many of these are projects that you're doing year after year, which is really awesome to see, the kids giving back. So check that out and be sure to nominate your teams if they've achieved something noteworthy, either on or off the field. That link should be live very shortly on the website. We are proud to say we completed our 10th year of offering the Operation Clean Competition program free of charge to our schools, and we are hopeful that our grant request to the Rhode Island Foundation will be approved once again. We should receive word on that within the next few weeks. We are delivering some valuable education to student athletes and coaches about the dangers of appearance and performance enhancing substances, as well as nutrition and dietary supplement safety. Our goal is to help kids make smart choices about what they are putting into their bodies and to make sure kids are training safely. Many of these substances out there, which you can get in the store over the counter, are not regulated. And, the kids certainly don't understand that. I think we as adults can also use some of this education as well. The Taylor Hooten Foundation has been helping us deliver those programs to the schools. They do a really great job, and we are looking forward to working with them again. The programming can be delivered both in person, virtually, to large school assemblies, as well as to health classes, and to individual teams. So there's lots of options if you're interested in learning more. I know many of the coaches on this call have actually taken advantage of this already, for those of you who are also health teachers. In addition to the presentations, we have created a website, operationcleancomp.com, as well as a toolkit for schools, which you can find on our website. More just great resources, free, available anytime for all of you. So we encourage you to check them out and share this information with your athletes. Again, all these programs can be found under the initiatives tab on the drop-down menu on the RIIL homepage. So feel free to take a look when you have a few moments. And then this is the trade scholarship that's being offered through our partnership with Local 51. Kyle Joyle from Coventry was our 2023 scholarship recipient. So I just kind of want to plant that seed. If you have any student athletes out there who are interested in going into a trade, again, the link is there. Check it out. The scholarship application will be posted probably within a couple of months. So keep your eye out for that. A great opportunity for kids who are deciding to go this route after high school. Follow us on social media. We now are on Threads. I don't know if you are all familiar with Threads yet, but it's another platform. So feel free to check us out there and to follow us and tag us when you have something good going on in your community or on your team. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thanks, Carolyn and everyone. Tom, anything else?
No, I'd just like to thank, with 313 people on right now, I'd really like to thank everybody for giving us these 45 minutes. I hope there's a few things that have been useful to you. As Mike stated earlier, this PowerPoint and the recording, the PowerPoint can be found under school resources tomorrow. So you can come back and reference it, any of the links that you want to use, or any of the people that you heard from today. If you want to contact Sean O'Neill, if you want to get a little bit more information on ortho, if you want to look at any of the information contained, you can go on there and get it. And then Carolyn will also be uploading this recording to YouTube, and we'll have a link there as well. Anything else, Mike?
All right. No, thanks, everyone. Good luck with the start of the season. Again, we're here to help in any way we can. So again, we'll be meeting with our athletic directors and principals soon. But in the meantime, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.